Swole Norma. Daddy.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Yeah, fucking what? Testing, testicles, testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1276 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because we're not flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and ye old hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swole. Everson K2 flexing on you. What's up, beige? What's good? Welcome to the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. Now today is a special Q&Anus because I am streaming on both platforms. So those of you that are subscribed to the Daily Swole channel and those of you that are subscribed to the Swole Normus channel, you are getting ass raped with some amazing content right now. You're getting a double alert and, a warning for those of you that are not familiar with the podcast, earmuffs if you have kids around, because I say whatever the fuck I want, as I normally do in my content, so this should be no different. If you want to subscribe and catch the live streams every day, make sure to click the link in the description below. It's at the Daily Swole. It's the Daily Swole podcast, but you can find it here on YouTube, and I stream every single day. So hit your notification bell, subscribe, and all that good shit. And of course, a little alert. So this might not be a necessarily every weekly thing. So don't get your hopes up. Just make sure, if you want weekly, make sure you go over and subscribe to the Daily Swole. But we got some big announcements. So as everyone comes in and starts getting their feet wet, pinch their nips a little bit, get a little bit warmed up, I'm gonna go over some things that are coming up this week. Reminder for everyone that is in Swole Normus X, tomorrow is accountability meeting. So major releases tomorrow for Swole Normus X members. We have brand new Swole season action. We got a brand new yoga class and brand new recipes and major alerts, and major updates to unlimited memberships. I'm going to be announcing that tomorrow in the meeting. So do not miss it. Make sure you hit that. Make sure you sign up for the event in the private Facebook group and all that good stuff. So if you want to get access to all that, you go check out swolenormusx.com. The link's in the description down below. And you can get started for as little as $2.99. $2.99. If you don't have $3 to join, you need to reevaluate your fucking life. If you don't have $3 fucking dollars, you need to reevaluate what you're doing and maybe get a job that gives you $3 because it's so fucking awesome. It's less than the price of a peppermint latte. Is that what we're doing now? What does Starbucks do around Christmas time? What's their new latte drink? Because I've been saying it's less than the price of a pumpkin spice latte, but I'm gonna have to advance my content. I'm gonna have to get more current with that, whatever they serve around the holidays. So what do they serve? Drop that in the comments if you go to Starbucks and you know what they try to fucking rainbow fucking jizz candy cane latte. Anyway, so that being said, cheaper than your peppermint flavored jizz coffee. Fuck yeah, Nicholas. All right. Nicholas, you ready? You ready to moderate, motherfucker? We got some good moderators here. We're ready. Okay, so right now, this is the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. If you're brand new, this is how it works. You ask questions, I give answers. I answer as much as I can. If you are being rude and trolling and ruining the experience for other people, you will be kicked the fuck out. So I don't mind if you swear. You can swear, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but if you are disturbing the force, if you're trolling, and if you're spamming, you will be booted, okay? Because this is a safe space to make sick fucking gains, all right? We don't do safe spaces. We just don't deal with assholes. So as long as you're asking questions and you're participating, otherwise go watch the Disney Channel. They are streaming all the time. Disney Plus is available for you. Here we go. All right, let's see. Still pumpkin till after Thanksgiving. Oh, they milk that shit, huh? They milk that shit. They fucking milk that shit. So much cheaper. It is. It's less than the price of a pumpkin spice latte, but it's like $2 less. It's like 50%. Peppermint mocha. Ugh. Gross. I often don't have $3. Diana, come on, fam. Let's go. Just go on the side of the road and kind of pull up your stockings a little bit and be like, hey, you want to make some $3? It's so easy. It'd be so easy if prostitution was legal for a woman to make $3. Ooh. Wow. What are you going to do for $3? Don't do it. I'm joking. Not really. It's kind of true. Always on the grind. Fuck yeah. How'd you guys do today with Pumpelstiltskin? Did you guys work out today? who got their pump on today. Today is a recovery day for me. Gonna do some yoga, gonna do some foam rolling and shit. I need to get in deep. Daddy needs to get in deep. I need to fucking dig into that shit. So let's get those questions going. Here we go. Candy cane drink, gross. So, all right, question time. Question. So I know the comments are a little bit delayed when I see them. So drop your comments down below, drop your questions in the comments, and we'll get started. So now that everyone got their alerts, everyone's here, share, tag, yell from the rooftops, Papa Swoleo's live. I'm live. Let me do an Instagram story while you guys fucking do that. Riv rocks, I don't drink Starbucks, but I'm a sucker for anything mint chocolate flavored. Uh-oh. Remember, no dirty dicks, fam. It's holiday season, no dirty dicks. You wouldn't suck a dirty, bleeding AIDS dick, so don't eat shit food just because it's available. Be smart. What's up, fam? Here we go. We're doing an Instagram story. We're live. Sunday Funday Q&Anus. Come follow daddy. Come follow daddy. Oh. What's up, fam? Here we go. Look at that. That's how you fucking do some content right there. Boom. That's high quality content. That's HQC right there, fam. There we go. Well, it's Sunday. It's probably a beautiful day on the weekend. That's what's great about the podcast. If you're available, we're here. I'm here whether there's 0 people or whether there's 1,000 people. That'd be nice if there's 1,000 people watching live. We'll get there eventually. Now that Joe Rogan isn't doing his shit live anymore, now maybe I'll get I'll pull from that. Why would you go off live? It's so sketchy. It's sketchy when you're live for a while and then you stop going live. It's like, all right, you're editing these fucking things. It ruins the experience, in my opinion. If this wasn't live, if we didn't do this live, it wouldn't be the same. I love the live cast. I love being in the moment. And when you're here, you're fucking here. When shit goes down, it goes down live. Can't fucking do it. There we go here. Is it just high volume lifting? What are we talking about? D2H? All right, here, first question. Here we go. Question. The Q&Anus has begun, so go. What do you recommend for cardio, or is it just high volume lifting? What do I recommend for cardio? Whatever you enjoy. You don't have to do cardio. It depends. Look, let me preface this. If you do cardio, it better be towards getting your goals. Don't just do... People need to stop fucking doing things just to do them. A lot of people go to the gym to be busy. They go to the gym and, I'm in the gym, so anything that I do, if I feel tired, I did my shit. What's your goal? If cardio will help you get closer to your goal, you can do cardio for general health, but don't do cardio for fat loss. Don't do cardio to get in better shape. Use it as a component of an all-encompassing program. You shouldn't just be doing cardio stuff, and you shouldn't just be doing lifting stuff. That's why in Swole X we do the strength training, we do yoga, meditation. There are cardiovascular components as well, and there's cardio components. So do what you enjoy and add that in if you're doing everything else. Don't do cardio if you're not doing yoga. Do yoga first. So some of you have limited times, limited availability to train. If you're not doing yoga already, do yoga first. Cardio can come at the end. You can go for a walk. That's considered cardiovascular activity. Go for a walk. You don't have to go and beat the shit out of yourself on a bicycle or a spin class, but you need to be doing your mobility first. I say strength training and yoga and meditation, and then after that, you can sprinkle in some cardio as needed. So whatever you want. That's just kind of getting your heart rate up and, blah, blah. But it's overrated. Overrated in terms of like getting lean and shredded and ripped. You don't need to do it for that. But it's good to work all aspects of your body. So cardio definitely has benefits, but it depends on what your goal is. So put that into context. Good question. Scientifically, and by the way, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of comments that scroll up. So if I miss yours, you can just ask again, because I do scroll, I try to keep current. So if I just stay on one question, all of a sudden I have to scroll for a minute or two. So just make sure that you stay current and just repeat your question if you didn't get it answered. But don't spam. If I see you asking the same question 10 times, just blasting, I won't answer it. Scientifically, intuitive eating is the most natural. What do you think? What's scientifically intuitive eating? I don't even understand what that means. Scientifically intuitive eating is the most natural. What does that mean? What does that mean? We can't do intuitive eating, people. We do not live in a society. Here's the thing. You cannot have intuitive eating. You really can't. You really can't unless you really build those habits over the course of months and years, because our environment is not natural. So you say intuitive eating is more natural. What about our environment is natural? We have food when we snap our fucking fingers. That's not natural that's only been in the last like fucking 50 years. We have food everywhere. Okay? So it's not a natural situation for our bodies. Evolution takes millions of years. We've changed everything that our body gets and is exposed to in the matter of 100 years. Completely flipped it upside down. That's what we've done. So as a result of that, nothing can be intuitive because addictions are everywhere. Food is addictive. Food is addictive. It shouldn't be if it's real fucking food and the food that you should be eating. It's addictive because you're sucking down all these fucking carbs and processed sugars and shit. That's the bane of existence for food. That's so bad for you. That's why veganism and those types of high carb diets, that's why it's a fucking nightmare. It's just carbs, carbs, carbs. That's not good for your body. So often, so much more often than not, it's not good for your body. Some people can pull it off, but most often it doesn't lead to good health outcomes. You should not be over consuming carbohydrates. I'm a high fat person. I'm not a keto person, but I'm a high fat person. However, I do promote the elimination diet. So if it takes you down the carnivore path or vegan path or pescatarian path, that's fine. But everyone needs to start customizing their nutrition for themselves. Let's see here. What's the deal between circuit training and doing all sets of one exercise before moving on? Vertical loading versus horizontal loading. What's the deal? It's different. It's a different exercise selection, exercise order. It's a way to add an acute variable to your training. Can stomach vacuums help with excess skin after losing weight in the belly area? Has nothing to do with it. Excess skin is superficial. Vacuums are the transverse abdominis and the pelvic floor and those intrinsic core stabilizers. That's not going to decrease skin. It's just going to help compress the visceral organs and maybe flatten your stomach out a little bit because you're tightening up the muscles that will support your core, but it's not going to do anything for your skin. Thoughts of Eliud Kipchoge? Is that the guy that runs fast? Is that the marathon runner? I don't have any thoughts on it. If that's the fucking marathon runner, my thoughts are he's fast when it comes to a marathon. If that's the guy I'm thinking about. I've seen like some titles on YouTube. I know nothing about it. Why do people ask me my thoughts on, like, who cares? He's a fucking amazing marathon runner. If that's the same guy we're talking about, my thoughts. Cool. Longest fast on record, maybe a day or two. I've never done like long-term fasting. It's all about those fucking gains, man. You don't fast. You're trying to make some sick fucking gains. I'm just kidding. I don't eat often. I have timed eating windows, or like I don't measure it like, oh, I'm only eating for 4 hours, but I have a window of eating. I don't eat all fucking day. When's the best age to start bodybuilding? Whenever. Just make sure you're developed. I mean, if you're doing it when you're younger, 13, 14, for example, you're not going to failure. You're under supervision. So you can start younger, learning form and being exposed to exercise, but you shouldn't be doing high intense, like severely overloading training. I'm just going to talk from experience. I mean, the human body really develops in the early 20s. So I started doing lifting more when I was like in my late teens and early 20s when I went to college. So I don't want to like give advice like, no, you can't do it until you're 30 years old. Well, I didn't. But all that bullshit about, I want to say bullshit, but all that, oh, it's going to stunt your growth. I mean, if you're going to stunt your growth if you cause massive, massive macro trauma when you're younger and your bone plates fucking fuse. You have to cause some massive fucking stress. But people do, it can happen. Just make sure if you're learning properly, you won't have that issue. But I would wait till at least late teens to really start going heavy and more intense. And of course, under strict supervision to make sure you're doing things properly. Thoughts on marathons? If you want to do marathons, go for it. I personally don't. I wouldn't recommend anyone do. You don't recommend marathons to people. You don't recommend it. That's like something you're obsessed with and you're so passionate about that you do it regardless of what anyone thinks. It's not like, hey, you want to get in shape? You should probably do marathons. Oh, cool. Running is one thing. Doing a marathon is a whole other level. I think it's a lot of stress in the body. And I think in general, it's probably for the vast majority of people, it's not a good thing for health. For the vast majority of people. Of course, some people pull it off. And thoughts on veganism? If you're a vegan for moral reasons, then it doesn't really matter because you're doing it to protect the animals and stuff like that. So health isn't a concern. But I think if people are going to be I think veganism should be restricted or should be limited to people that have moral beliefs. If you're going vegan for health, I think that's a very, very poor idea. You should be doing an elimination diet to figure out which foods work optimally for you. And if it takes you down that path, then go that way. Most people do veganism for health, or a lot of people, I would say, do veganism for health in a big part, but those are the people that usually fall out of it. And unfortunately, people that follow veganism for the moral reasons, a lot of times they let their health expire as a result. So I say, if you love animals, you should love yourself because you are a fucking animal. So to sacrifice and think less of humans, that's what's weird about vegans. You're, oh, I love the animals, save the animals, but you're fucking killing yourself, and it's usually not healthy for people. It's not a good look for most people, which is why most people don't go vegan. But if that works for you and you like it, then do it. The problem is when people start preaching from the mountaintops as if they're better than you, and if they have found the answer, that's when you have to fucking run and run fast. How do I feel about things like the Bowflex? Could be something semi-decent for at home. I think you're better off rather than a Bowflex. I don't know the new ones, but I would recommend if you're going to do something for at home, I would build out a small home gym with free weights. I wouldn't get a Bowflex. So my thoughts on it, I mean, it could be effective. Anything is a tool. It's effective if you use it properly. All right, scrolling down, so I'm going to miss some shit. Let's see here. If you had one workout, what would you pick? I hate those questions. I'm not even going to answer it. That's stupid. If I had one workout, what would I pick? For what? If you can only do one exercise for the rest of your life, what would you pick? Fuck that question. I love you, D2H, but that question blows. Question sucks. Courtney, I have morning workouts with ROTC. I never know what we're going to do day to day. How do I fit the 90-day dash into my routine? That's a tough question because if you don't know what you're doing there, you can't really program design, which is the whole point of having a program. And having a program design is that you know what you're going to do on what day so you can program recovery properly. So I would maybe do the 90-day dash later on and adjust it and customize it. Of course, it's not going to be necessarily the 90-day dash because you're going to be tweaking it around your ROTC. So you have to think about your priorities. If ROTC is a priority, then do that and then work the 90-day dash around it. Maybe on lighter days with ROTC, you could do the strength training. And then on heavier days, you could do the yoga. But you're going to be really kind of just customizing your own program. It won't really be the 90-day dash because you're going to be fatiguing yourself with other activities. But I would just work it around that way. I would just do the ROTC first, and then based on the intensity, you can swap around the days or kind of adjust the week and do your best. It's a good question, but that's kind of what the point of a program is. What's up, Ole? How you doing, bro? Had a lot of spare time at work the last couple of days, so been catching up on some old podcasts. Awesome content popping. Nothing better than get paid to pound the knowledge cock. Oh, yeah. Swallow it all. Yes, 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 yes. Do I own shirts? I do. I actually have one of the Fuck Your Pumpkin Spice shirts laying there right there. Do I own shirts? I do. But guess what? I don't have to wear them unless I want to. So I don't even, you don't even know if I'm wearing pants right now. Wah, wah, wah. Is the elimination diet the same as the Whole30? I don't know what the Whole30, I've never actually looked at it. So I know the Whole30 is like, eat these foods. So it's possible, but I also have customized it a little bit and adjusted it. So I do not know the details of the Whole30, nor do I give a shit. I really don't care what other people are doing. We have an entire system inside Swolenormous X for that very reason, because a lot of the bullshit outside overcomplicates things. And what bothers me about the Whole30 or that kind of concept is that it has like the 30. Okay, you can't be thinking short term with your nutrition. And if you're doing an elimination, you should be doing it for longer than 30 days anyway, which is, I'm assuming, why the 30 is in that name. So I think it's really important that you avoid any kind of like dogmatic branded approach when it comes to that type of stuff and follow the fundamental principles, which is what we outline inside Swolenormous X. Let's see. Thoughts on HIIT? I think it's a fad. I think it's very, very popular right now because it could be shorter periods of time and people feel like they did a lot of work. People feel sweaty. People feel exhausted. So they equate that with a job well done, where in fact you should be training according to what outcomes you want. A lot of people do HIIT training and then want physical results. Hey, I want to look like a bodybuilder. I want to look like someone who has a great physique, and they do HIIT training. All right. I mean, it could be used for cardio. I wouldn't personally use that as the major form of training unless that's going to lead you to the results that you want. A lot of people do CrossFit and HIIT and all these group exercise classes and think they're going to get abs and, proportioned shoulders and think they're going to look a certain way when they're just doing random shit. It's like, hey, let's get sweaty and exhausted and lie on the floor in our puddle of our own sweat, but it's not really targeted. A lot of it's random because when you go to, here we go, when you go to, and a lot of these workouts are kind of with the same mentality as a group exercise class. When you go to a group exercise class, whether it's CrossFit, fact, you ready? Whether it's CrossFit, whether it's, a standalone little studio or something, whenever you go into a group exercise class, whether it's HIIT training, whether it's CrossFit, whether it's cross training, they want you to come back. Okay. They want you to come back. So they are going to oftentimes, I would say 999 times out of 1,000, they are going to give variety in their training, in their workouts, at the expense of proper program design. Because when you're doing random shit, there really is no solid, conscious program design. Because when you have a group class, you can't progress everyone the same way. You can't design a program that everyone can scale. You really can't when you're in a group, when you're doing a lot of random exercise. There's too many moving pieces or too many moving variables. So it's very high risk for that reason. Now, some boxes and some gyms and stuff are better than others. But when you have, for example, that you need to stimulate. You need to excite people so they're coming back and paying $150 a fucking month to use free weights. You need to add that variety to stimulate the brain so they feel like, oh, wow, this is new. Oh, wow, that was so hard. So these gyms and these places tend to just push people to that exhaustion limit so people feel like, oh my God, I was wiped out. It was so fucking brutal. And then you're always overloading. You're always going to that brutal level. You're always crushing yourself because they're always trying to make it seem like it's getting better and harder. And just making something harder and more challenging doesn't mean you're getting better at anything. Doesn't mean that you're actually losing weight. Doesn't mean you're getting healthier. It just means your body is pushed towards its limit. So a lot of these places just tend to try to crush people. So it seems like it's still working and that it seems like it's still challenging. So they keep on paying. So. Let's see here. Are supersets effective? Yes. What's your goal? Effective is a very vague term that's just doesn't mean anything without context. Working out is MESC. Make every set count. All right. We're just creating acronyms for just whatever we can create an acronym for. Let's just do it. Make it sound extra special. Make every set count. Obviously. We don't need an acronym for the fucking common sense, do we? T-Nation, you're still reading, you're paying attention to that shit? Made an argument for HIIT where you are all out for a minute, then rest 5 minutes to completely recover heart rate or so as effective HIIT that preserves muscle. You're trying to preserve muscle? You're trying to build muscle. Look, people are doing this fucking HIIT training and they're compensating like crazy. They're wearing fucking sneakers so their ankles are out of alignment. Their backs are fucked up. Their hips are too tight. Their knees, everything. They're compensating everywhere and they're jumping, doing fucking burpees and running around. Fine, you're going to be in fucking pain when you're older. Fitness is not about just being exhausted. Fitness is about doing what you need to do to get a desired result. It's about longevity. It's not about beating the fucking shit out of yourself. What's up, Raven? Since I work construction and staying the 90DD? Staying. What does that mean? Construction and staying the 90-day dash. Should I add more yoga into my routine to recover better? Sure. Most of what overtraining is under recovery. So if you think you're overtraining, it's possible, but your chances are you're just under recovering. You're not giving yourself enough time to recover, and you're not planning and you're not scheduling your workout properly. So under recovery is a larger risk than overtraining. So because you could see people that, holy shit, they're doing so much workload. How are they not burning out? Because they've built up to that capacity, they've built up that workload, and they're also recovering properly. That's why yoga and mobility and foam rolling and proper sleep and hydration and nutrition is so important. So a reminder for everyone that's here, if you're not subscribed to the Daily Swole channel, make sure you click the link below and hit the subscribe button because we go live like this every single day. Every single day. This is episode 1276. And today I decided, you know what? Let's stream on all channels. What the hell? what the heezy. It's not going to be every single week, so you don't want to miss out on the daily live cast. So take a moment, click the link below, and make sure you subscribe to the Daily Swole for the daily live streams. Earlier, you mentioned horizontal or vertical training. Horizontal means you're doing all the sets for one exercise. Vertical means you're doing one set for each exercise and repeating. That's the detail. That's what vertical versus horizontal training. So circuit training can be circuit training is kind of like HIIT training. It's like, oh, minimal rest. You're going one, boom, boom, boom. It's more endurance based. Circuit training is more endurance based. You're doing less rest between. It's not optimal for, vertical loading doesn't have to be circuit training. You can rest 2 minutes between a set, but why would you do, let's say, a bench press and then wait 2 minutes and then do a squat and then wait 2 minutes? It's like, you could do it that way. That's not my preferred way, but that's just what vertical loading means. So vertical loading can be circuit training, but circuit training, that name circuit training, refers to shorter or minimal rest between exercises. So it's still vertical loading, but it's called circuit training when you go really like back to back with no rest. So Taylor, when I squat, I feel it in my knees and quads, never in my glutes. You feel it in your knees? That's extremely bad. I have proper form. Do you now? Maybe you don't. If you feel in your knees and your quads, it's not proper form. And warm up with light running. So maybe you should stop with the light run. Chances are, okay, let's unpack this a little bit. Any suggestions on what you do to target glutes? Yes. First off, if you're running, you're probably running heel to toe. So you're smashing on your joints, you're smashing on your knees and your lower back. So you're probably running heel to toe, on a treadmill. So the heel to toe running, the shoes, that's fundamental problem of improper human movement, number one. When you are squatting with proper form is relative to what's going on inside your body. So it might seem like, hey, how do you know you have proper form? Do you have a professional strength coach watching you? Are you videotaping yourself? What you can do is do glute activation first, but that's going to take time. So you need to make sure that you're doing things like lateral tube walking, maybe single leg squats, hip bridges, yoga is excellent. And also, if you're doing squats, something that can activate your glutes more during the squat is to use a resistance tube around your lower thighs, just above your knees. That way it will encourage hip abduction while you're doing your squats. So that's a good way to take pressure off and kind of cue the body to activate the gluteus medius more and create more lateral stability when you're doing your squats. But I would definitely look into doing more yoga and mobility because chances are your ankles and your hips are pretty damn tight. Oh, yeah. So does Max Stone. So less rest between sets make less gains. Not necessarily. Context. If you're the general principle, so anytime you get how many of you are personal trainers in the audience? Any of you have a personal training certification, read through those books and stuff? You'll see, if you do 15 to 20, it's endurance. You do 8 to 12, it's hypertrophy. If you do 1 to 5, it's strength. These are general principles. You're building strength on many different levels. You're building endurance on different levels. These are just general guidelines. Like if you stay within this range based on scientific studies, these variables lead more towards a strength output or outcome. These variables lead more towards a muscle size, hypertrophy outcome. These lead towards more aerobic capacity or endurance outcome. So when it comes to more or less rest, if you want more muscle strength and you're doing more strength training, you're going to need to rest longer between sets because your body has to replenish ATP stores and that high intensity output energy resource. That's why when you do strength training, you don't do like a heavy max or like 5 reps on a bench and wait 30 seconds and do it again. You're probably barely going to get a rep. And the reason is because your body has to repair and replenish ATP stores. And it takes 3, 4, 5 minutes to do that, to even do a set that might be close to the same output as your first set. With hypertrophy, you want more of a moderate weight load, maybe 60, 70, 80% of your max. And you're doing 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 reps closer towards failure, but you're doing more sets, you're doing more volume, you're creating more overall work capacity because you're doing, let's say, 3, 4, or 5 sets, and you're doing 8 to 12 reps. That's much more than 5 sets of 1 rep. You're doing 5 sets of 1 rep, you're doing 5 total reps. If you're doing hypertrophy, let's say you're doing 5 sets of 10 reps, that's 50 fucking reps. 5 sets of 10 reps, yeah, 50 reps. So you think of the volume, and if you're working more towards failure, that's going to create more adaptation for hypertrophy. So it depends on what your goal is. Again, everyone tends to think, hey, I want to get in shape. Let me do CrossFit. I want to do in shape. Should I do HIIT training? And then I want to lose weight. Let me do keto. Like, these are not the right approaches to start a diet or training. People just think, hey, if I'm exhausted and wiped out, that's going to be good. Well, that's why a lot of people quit, because they think they have to beat the fuck up out of themselves all the time. They end up getting hurt and they fall out of their routine. I want to lose weight. Let me do keto. Keto is not a weight loss diet. Vegan is not a weight loss fucking diet. People do this shit and fall out of it because it's ridiculous. You're trying to skip to the end of a marathon. That's like whatever you're saying, that like Kipchoge guy, whatever. That's like you waiting till mile 25 to just run out and try to beat him. So you can't skip to the end. You have to put in all the fucking work and lay that foundation. What's your opinion on kinesio tape? Have I tried it when they first came out? We're talking like, when did the kinesio tape first come? Like 6 years ago? A long time ago. I used it for a little bit and I stopped. What's my opinion? I think it's a lot of psychology. I think it probably does have some benefits if it's done really right, but most people don't know what they're doing with it. I used it. I remember it seemed like it did a little bit of help, but it could also be psychological because it's creating a little bit of tension, like a little distraction, a little misdirection. It's pulling on certain muscles in certain areas. So you feel the tension somewhere else. So you're not paying it. It could be. I'm sure like if you look it up and you do your research on kinesio tape, I haven't checked in, but I've used it a little bit. It felt kind of good, but I'm not going to fucking tape myself. Like, why? If you're having injuries, here's the thing. If you have injuries, you should be fixing the fucking problem. If you think, oh, well, my shoulder hurts, let me put some tape on it and go train. That's a stupid idea. You're fundamentally fucking yourself in the ass by doing that because you're just volunteering yourself up to further injury. It's not going to prevent worse injury. Zachary, I took courses in exercise and kinesiology at Hunter, and one teacher told us we should always work our body from top to bottom, like upper body movements before lower in a given workout. BS or no? I have never. Why? That would only work if you're doing a full body workout. It sounds like complete BS. I would work the areas that you need to work first. If you're doing a total body workout, I would not do squats last. I would not fatigue my entire body and then try to do heavy squats, for example. I would start with my larger muscle groups first. Always. With that logic, you would be doing your biceps before you do fucking squats, which is stupid. So it sounds like BS. Sounds like absolute nonsense, which is very much like most education. Because think about it. You look, and I have a degree in exercise science, but you go to school and you have, I got a degree. Okay. What really happened with your degree? You were in a room and one dude or one woman told you something. That's your degree. You had 15 or 20 people over the course of 4 years. I mean, how many teachers do you have? Let's say 50. You had 50 people telling you things. There are 7.5 billion people in the fucking world. You're going to trust like a few people. Oh, this person told me that. I don't care if you're in a room and I don't care if you paid $5,000 for that course. It's silly. One person is telling you one thing. Education is a weird thing. It's weird. Make sure you Google, listen to podcasts, read books. You're better off for it. Not that you didn't learn anything, Zachary. And not that I learned a lot, and I'm sure you learned a lot too. But when you have opinions and stuff like that, it's like, come on, there's no fucking logic behind that. Pole Lioness, what sleeping position would you say is most practical? Depends on what you prefer. Depends on your body structure. Depends on what you like. I mean, your mattress is gonna relay that a lot to you. You're not gonna be able to sleep on your side as easily if you're on a hard surface. So I think the most practical for the most people is going to be like in a side position with like a body pillow with one leg over to neutralize the spine. I think that's probably generalized, and you could put something on your bottom shoulder so you don't like crush your rotator cuff in your shoulder. But I think most people are probably better off side sleeping, but it depends. I don't think anything is more practical. Whatever helps you sleep deeper and without pain, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's different. It's a good question. I generally don't sleep on my back. I can't do it. I never really fall asleep if it's on my back unless I'm exhausted. What do I season my steaks with? I put Celtic sea salt and maybe a little bit of garlic. That's it. And then after I cook it, I put a ton more of Celtic sea salt on it and grass-fed butter. Oh, you just made me hungry. Can't wait to cook a steak today. What are my credentials? Degree in exercise science. I've held the CSCS and NSCA, CSCS, and also NASM CPT. I taught the NASM certification to trainers for about 4 years. I worked with Beachbody and I taught their certifications. I helped link up NASM CPT with P90X when they started launching their P90X certification. So I taught that certification around the country for 3, 4, or 5 years. And the more that I got involved with all that stuff, you start to realize, oh, these certifications are more or less bullshit. Like they're just looking to get your money. They're looking to get your money. They teach you things, but you cannot learn fitness from a fucking book. You cannot. You cannot learn how to work with clients from a fucking book. You cannot learn how to help people adhere to a program from a fucking book. So the more certifications I've got and the more mastery that I've received, I have the performance enhancement specialist, corrective exercise, but my experience in the field and applying and relentlessly being obsessed with putting this into action has helped me sift through all the bullshit in the education system when it comes to degrees and certifications, because there's a lot of shit that they teach you that is not applicable. I literally taught trainers for like 5 or 6 years. I taught people how to be personal trainers. I prepared them for the NASM certification. I prepared them to apply this with their clients. And you from experience from being in the field and from teaching trainers, you just see where the missing links are. And there's a lot. And of course, with the CEUs, like, hey, give us more money and pay us so you can still say that you're certified from us. A lot of it's just a big circle jerk to get more money. So if you're not obsessed with your career and making it and learning and educating yourself, do not think that you're going to get a certification. You're going to be a trainer. Don't think that. Oh, I got a certification. I'm a personal trainer. Good luck. That's just that's the first step. Anyone can take a test and pass it. Do you look the part? Are you practicing what you preach? Like, it's psychology. It's being in person with people. It's sales. It's marketing. That's why a lot of personal trainers just work hourly and step by step. They don't know how to build a business. Like, there's so many different aspects to it. And the education system is not designed to help you thrive in today's environment. It's designed to, oh, you got the right question, you got the right answer, you spit back what we wanted you to spit back, cool, give us money and go on your way. And it doesn't really teach people the proper tools, why you get a lot of jabronis that are trainers. So long-winded answer, but there you go. Celtic sea salt's the best. A lot of you are talking about salt. It's better than Himalayan. Google it. Non-training question. Ever miss the ambiance, coldness, coziness factor of coming from the cold and warming up by the fireplace? Fuck no. Not to mention breathing in smoke from a fireplace is probably one of the worst things you can consume. I know a lot of you are gonna be like, oh shit, but a fireplace and smelling that smoke and burning wood, it's terrible for you. It's so bad. So I do not miss it at all. I might go visit in like a couple weeks, but it's nice. Like, oh shit, it's fucking cold and it's novel for a little bit. Then I come back and I can fucking go get some sun. Get the fuck out of here. Perma-summer is the best. Perma-summer is the best. Do I think nutrition certifications are pointless in obtaining? Yes and no. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what certification you get if you're not providing quality information. And a lot of these certifications are so dogmatic in their approach, or they're trying to cover a lot of things. So they're going to tell you a lot of shit like general. Oh, here's how you calculate a macro. Ooh, there's 4 calories per gram of carbohydrate. A lot of this stuff is archaic knowledge. Information changes so quickly, and your personal experience is going to map so much more long-term than just a static certification. So when you get a degree, all of a sudden it's like, okay, you got a degree that's 15 years old, 20 years old, 50 years old. Life moves on. Things change every fucking day. So you have to be on the cutting edge of things. So in terms of a nutrition certification, I would never pay attention to someone because they have a nutrition certification. I would never be like, oh, you're nutrition certified? Okay, cool. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. What are they saying? How are they delivering their content? What's their message? You can have a degree. You could be a doctor and be a fucking psychopath idiot. We've seen it. You could have a PhD and be a fucking moron. These are people that are good at taking tests. These are people that pass. You want to get a degree? You need to give them money. They want your fucking money. You want a certification? What's the trade-off? You give them money, they're happy, and they'll make a test for you to pass. All right? That's how it fucking works. It's a business. It's for profit. That should be enough information for you. It doesn't mean it's bad information, but it just means that you need to really filter what people are saying. You need to have a head on your shoulders that you can discern the bullshit from, okay, this person has a good point. Everyone's going to have a different opinion and everyone's going to have a different approach, but are they practicing what they preach? Or are they just a charlatan that's trying to, oh, go here, go here? Are they planting their flag in one thing? Anyone that's only planting their flag in, in keto or vegan or this, you run. You have to really you have to really take perspective from someone who's only dogmatically just shoving one thing down your throat. Why? Why are they doubling and tripling down on one thing, on one way of eating when there's 7.5 billion people that all eat different ways? How is your way the only way? It doesn't make any fucking sense. So that's a good sign that someone's full of shit or trying to convince themselves or just trying to create some kind of fucking following just because. That's why I don't plant my flag in any one nutrition manner. I will share and I'll talk about what I eat and I'll talk about my mindset. But inside Swolenormous X, we have vegans, we have pescatarians and vegetarians, we have people that do keto and paleo. That's why the elimination diet is the #1 way, from my experience, from practicality, from applying it over a breadth of thousands of people from around the world. We have people from around the world in Swolenormous X, and everyone is doing well with the elimination because you figure your own shit out and then you can crush it. Don't just follow someone's dietary method. You have to approach it in a specific manner and individualize it. Mariah, should people who suffer from sleep paralysis use guided meditation? I want to get more into it, but I'm afraid of, quote, getting stuck. I have no idea what I've never heard. I mean, I don't have any experience with sleep paralysis. Getting stuck? That sounds scary as shit. I have no idea. I would speak to a professional about that. I would talk to your doctor, or I don't know the details of sleep paralysis. Grass-fed beef is hard to come by? No, it's not. You just order it. Go online, Google it. There's tons of sites. How bad is normal beef? Very bad. I would never, look, when I say very bad, no, it's not. Study show. You want to get your products from a healthy creature. 100% grass-fed. That's the only way. Do not invest in these fucking CAFOs and these feedlots. It's not good. You're getting a sick and dying animal. I would never eat grain-fed beef. Avoid it. That's my opinion, so you can take it for what it's worth. I think it's worth a lot. It's worth fucking gains. There are a lot of stores. Look, it used to fuck me up. I used to eat all that low-quality meat and chicken, and it fucking destroyed me. I was acid reflux. I felt like shit. Bloated. So then I cleaned out. I think I went either pescatarian or vegetarian for, I don't know if it was full vegan, but I got rid of everything because I was like a lot of people. I saw a documentary. Holy shit, look at this meat, blah, blah, blah. I cut it out. So then meat was evil and meat was bad for like 6 months. Got rid of my acid reflux. I went completely alkaline, all that stuff. But then I was just craving meat so bad. I really wanted it. Like I felt it in my DNA, like in my spine. But when I came back, 100% grass-fed beef. It was very high quality, everything. Never again. So then I realized, oh shit, it's not that meat's the fucking enemy. It's just the quality is everything. So that's when my whole paradigm shift of nutrition, quality is everything. It's not about, oh, meat's bad. Yeah, shitty meat is fucking bad. Meat's not bad for you. Is keto bad for someone with diabetes? You'll have to talk to your doctor, but a lot of people go keto and have even reversed their diabetes or have a lot of benefits. So I don't think it's bad. I think it's actually probably beneficial, but I would make sure if you're diagnosed and you have diabetes, I would check with your doctor. I'm an ex-college athlete. Since graduating, I gained 30 pounds. I work out 4 times a week for 30 to 40 minutes. Please help. I don't have time to work out more than that with my internship. That's not even a question. That's a statement. Please help with what? Sounds like you're doing great. Check out your nutrition. Get on it. It's not even a question. Recently, a documentary called more game changer shit, made the argument that gladiators were primarily vegetarian in support of veganism. Did I hear about this? It's a stupid fucking argument. It's a stupid, mindless argument. Gladiators were fucking slaves. They were fed the dregs. They're not going to give them high quality like beef products and shit. You're going to give them beans and rice and the leftover shit. These are people that they were going to die for entertainment. And they were big, probably if they were muscular or if they were strong, it was in their best interest to be that way so they wouldn't get fucking slaughtered by a lion. So that's a terrible, shitty argument. Gladiators were fucking slaves for entertainment purposes. They were disposable. So they weren't fed anything quality. So it's actually an argument against veganism. That's the stupidest fucking argument. It's so dumb. Here we go. Yeah, I agree. Lorena, if you go to class and take a test, and if you pass, you're certified, but probably don't know how to apply it. The application is everything. The application is the actual human interaction. Scrolling. If I can get Celtic sea salt, I would. You can if you just go on Amazon. How many of you are still not using Amazon? Every time someone asks me, I don't know where to find this stuff, fucking Google it. Take out your phone and type in the things. Fucking Google it. You do know if you type in a question, it spits out like a billion fucking answers for you. Google. Do you wear sunglasses at night? Why not? Of course I do. Myosolitis, bro. Gotta protect myself from making too many sick fucking gains. Aren't people like Jim Stepani good examples of having a PhD and not knowing much, if anything? Just Jim? Hashtag just Jim? Alan, that was such a great series of videos. Let's see. Questions. Make sure if you're asking a question, people, use a question mark so I can, that's a question. I can pick it out. We'll be here for a few more minutes, so keep on going. A reminder, while we have a little bit, while I'm not seeing any questions for a second, make sure that you subscribe to the Daily Swole channel, okay? So that's in the link below. It's also in the related channels. Make sure you go and subscribe. Blow that channel up. Here's a little cross promotion for you. We do this every single day. Not the Q&A, but you can catch a live stream every single day and jump in. Sometimes I answer questions, but you're getting that knowledge cock slapped across your face every fucking day. So don't miss it over on the Daily Swole channel. Let's see. He always says obesity. Who are we talking about? Scroll. Is it better to bulk until desired size is achieved, then cut, or go through bulk cut size? That is what a bulk cut cycle is. If you're bulking until... No, just eat healthy and eat in a slight caloric surplus and keep on lifting heavy and you'll grow. I never did bulking and cutting. I just ate well, ate big, and lifted hard, and you gain. Like, you'll gain. Most people don't have... Here, okay, let's rage a little bit on this. People don't want to make progress, whether it's weight loss or weight gain. Think of all the variables that need to be aligned to make optimal results. People think, hey, I'm going to the gym and I'm eating more protein. How come I'm not seeing results? You have to get your sleep in order. You have to be eating right, eating either, caloric deficit, caloric surplus, the right fucking food so you're feeling energy to work out, so you're repairing properly. I forget what number one was. Training hard, eating, sleeping right, making sure you're mobile so you're not getting hurt, whatever, all those things. You have to do everything, and you got to be consistent. Most people don't do shit we're not talking about 30 days. We're not talking 60 days. We're not talking 90 days. You need to be doing this for months and years, and that's why people don't get fucking results. So be relentlessly consistent for 5 years and you'll get fucking results. Give me a break. You'll get fucking results because over the course of those months and months and months, you're tweaking things, you're adjusting, you're learning. But if you don't love fitness and you don't want to get obsessed with it, then fine, then be happy with mediocre results and you'll get mediocre results. But if you want to put amazing effort in, do it, but you have to do it regularly. That's why most people don't get results because they don't put in that fucking ridiculous effort for years. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, but look, you want a college degree or whatever, you go for 4 years. You want to become a doctor? Oh, that's high level. You got to do 10 years, 12 years, residency, specialty, 15 years, whatever it is. Okay. No one complains about that. Like, wow, you're a doctor. Like, oh, you're up at the top. Well, that same thing with fitness. You want to be that kind of doctor level with fitness? Train for 10 years. Boom. No one's training hard and doing everything right and fucking real focusing and fully invested in it for 10 years and sees no fucking results. Give me a break. The fuck out of here. Let's see. Amazon's the shit. Bum 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 bum. Scrolling. Do you eat the same meals every day? More or less. I eat the same types of foods and stuff. Organ meats and grass-fed beef and sweet potatoes, some vegetables now and again. Plenty. But you need veggies. Well, most people, when they eat meat, they eat shitty meat. They eat lean cuts of shit meat, lean cuts of grain-fed meat, and they don't eat any organ meats. So if you're eating 100% grass-fed beef, fatty cuts, you're eating organ meats, you're getting tons of fucking nutrients. Tons of nutrients. Redhead 21, you might want to shut your fucking mouth and stop being such a dumb cunt. How about that? How about that? Swole thinks he can help. He can't. He says crap like, don't open your mouth. Oh, shut up. You don't read the captions. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch on the podcast. That's rule number 1. You want to hate watch? Hate watch, but don't be a bitch. Okie dokie. Let's see here. Opinion on cold showers. Effective. A lot of people love like cold therapy, sauna, cryo, ice baths, cold showers. It's great. Is it true that it helps recovery, immune system? I've read stuff like that. I mean, all the details. I don't know the latest studies and how they're measuring that, but it's great. That shit's fucking great. Stretching, exposing your body to extremes is excellent. So like sauna is fantastic. Ice baths are great. And I think those things are going to be different or better for different people. Not everyone's going to feel the same kind of benefit. Not everyone's going to feel, I love cold showers, but it's better for your skin. You don't dry out your skin as much as well. It's a great thing. Like first thing in the morning, you work out hard and then you do a cold shower. It's good shit. Meal prep Sunday. Help for upper and lower cross syndrome. Glute activation. Middle lower trap activation. Posterior rotator cuff. Yoga is fantastic. Old Greg. Oh my God. Do you guys remember the Old Greg series on YouTube? You guys remember that? Old Greg? I'm Old Greg. That's deep. That's deep YouTube. That's fucking what, like 10, 12 years ago? That's like 2007 YouTube. I'm Old Greg. I'm Old Greg. I love it. Old Greg. Stop spamming. I see it. I answer your question. Puts a cookie down. How to tell if we are overtraining. I would Google that because there are a lot of signs. Signs of overtraining doesn't mean that you're actually overtraining. It could just mean you're under recovering. So it could be elevated heart rate, but you have to be measuring that regularly in the morning to actually know that. Could be fatigue, could be hunger, could be lack of hunger, could be lack of inspiration to work out. You just don't feel like going. Could be prolonged soreness, could be weaker in the gym. There's so many different potential signs of overtraining, but like I mentioned, it's usually under recovery more. Is this live all about fitness? That's how you can ask a question. Is it it's a daily fucking swole. Ask a question. Sure. Ask us if I answer it, I answer it. Just ask a question. My God, what the fuck? The fuck? It's fucking daily swole Q&Anus. Get it together, fam. How the fuck would a cold shower help burn fat? Oh, I mean, did someone say that above? If it raises testosterone levels. I think that kind of like cold therapy stuff actually does that. Like I said, I'm not a cold therapy expert, so you're better off just Googling that. But I have heard benefits and I'm not against it. I'm not I'm not going to talk about things where one, I'm not an expert in, or I haven't had personal experience. So I've done cold showers. I feel great. I've done sauna. I love sauna. I love hot yoga. I love all that shit. But in terms of like, oh, does it raise this? Does it raise that? You're going to have to go Google that and look that up. What does the board say behind you? Q&Anus. You can't read that. You can't read the fact that says Q&Anus. You okay there? You okay? Might need some vitamin. It might need some beef liver. Get some vitamin A for your eyes. Josh Fisk. Arnold says, quit crying like a fucking baby and work out. You've got 24 hours in a day. Any better advice? Do I need to give better advice than that? Quit crying like a baby and work out. You've got 24. Everyone's got 24 hours. Some people use it better than others. Closing pores. Are you using a standing desk? I am, but I'm sitting down right now. But yes, I have a standing desk. For hypertrophy, is it necessary to always lift to failure? You mean every workout or every set? I think people need to train harder. It definitely is more necessary. If you want to build muscle, you should be pushing more towards failure. Now, that being said, the caveat is how much you're pushing to failure. Like, are you doing, like, if you're brand new and you're just getting into lifting, you should not be going to failure. So that's earned over time and you progress over time. If you're not sure, you can start by doing 1 set per exercise or 1 set per workout and see how you adapt to and see how you feel the next day and then progress slowly. You're never going to do yourself a disservice by under training and doing less to see how you feel. You can fuck yourself up royally by doing too much and then getting injured or getting hurt. So you're always going to benefit yourself from trying new things, but doing it less. Like, you don't have to do it all in one workout. You're not going to gain everything in one workout. You're not going to recover in one, you're not going to make all your progress in one workout. So it's important to build up slowly to that. Is it okay to stay in an elimination diet 6 out of 7 days a week? It's not. Well, for what purpose? You mean all the time? An elimination diet is a method in figuring out which foods are optimal for you. If you're trying to do an elimination diet, if you're not doing it 7 days a week, it's not an elimination diet. What do you mean 6 out of 7 days? You mean a cheat day, or you're eating, like, do whatever you want. Is it okay? If you're getting all your nutrients and you're healthy, then sure, it's okay. Because an elimination diet doesn't mean you're getting rid of all macros it just means you're getting rid of a lot of the excess crap. But remember, a proper elimination diet is a clean sweep. It's like wiping out your hard drive. It's starting from scratch to systematically test foods over the course of 2 or 3 months to figure out which foods work optimal for your body. Again, most people don't do it because most people don't have patience and willpower, and they're not committed enough. They're not disciplined enough, but it's very, very efficient. If you've done an elimination diet, drop in the comments. An elimination diet is fucking amazing. And inside Swolenormous X, the Nutrition Jumpstart series, the Nutrition Jumpstart Manual, the kitchen walks you through it every step of the way. And Swolenormous X members are just fucking loving it, seeing tons and tons of progress. So highly recommended. What can I sub prone press for? Why would you sub prone press? You could do cobras. You can do external rotations. You can do scapular depressions. Why would you sub it? Why don't you do it? And with other things, I need more context why you would be subbing for it. Or you want something in addition. You're welcome, Mario. You the man, bro. Love your support every day, bro. I appreciate it. Does an elimination diet help with sugar addiction? It sure can. With any kind of addiction, you really need a strong community around you. Whether if you don't have one in person or a support group, or let's say you're not a Swolenormous X member, like, you need support because you're going to want. Why do you think when people do AA or these types of addiction? Now, I'm not an expert. I'm not an addiction expert. So a lot of you might have some more recommendations. But when you have, let's say you're in AA, you also have a sponsor because you need someone to fucking go to and, like, you're having a craving. That's why you have a support system. That's why those groups are effective, because you have a sponsor, you have someone looking out for you. And that's what we do inside Swolenormous X. Is it helpful to do lower body exercise to lose belly fat? Not really the right question or the right concept, but you should be training your entire body. You can't spot reduce fat. So working the largest muscle groups in your body will definitely be effective in mobilizing fat all over. Mariah, off subject. We'll see. I'll be the judge of that. Do you think we will look back on this era and think that we overdiagnosed depression? Of course. Of course. Is mental health being overdiagnosed like we did ADHD in the 2000s? That hasn't changed. The diagnosis of ADHD is fucking through the roof. Everything's being overdiagnosed because there's too much information. There's too much information. Now, every time someone feels sad, oh, you feel sad. Oh, here's an upper. Oh, you feel like this. Here's ADHD. Oh, here's a medication. Oh, here's a depressant. It's absolutely getting overdiagnosed. Absolutely. Do you know why? It's because people aren't exercising. They're not eating the right fucking food. If you eat better, you're not going to need most of these medications. You're not going to need all this stuff for fucking heart disease and blood pressure and anxiety. If you're doing yoga and meditating and exercising and eating right, it's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. So yes, I agree. You know, eating right will solve so many of the problems. Eating right and exercising. That's it. You don't need most of this shit. I'm becoming famous. We had 3 trolls today. Now we're on the main channel. A lot more subs, a lot more people are potentially seeing this podcast. So am I becoming famous? Oh, fucking famous. Who knows? I think it's harder to get famous now. It's easier, but it's harder. I mean, famous used to be like, oh, you stand out. You're an actor. No one else, because there's limited ways. Now there's millions of famous people with following. So who knows? I think you get it. I think as much as you get more following, I think you disappear into the background because there's so many people that have big followings. Can working out too late in the evening possibly keep you up later at night? For sure. Absolutely. You're fucking amped up. Your sympathetic nervous system is through the roof. Your heart rate's up. Everything absolutely can keep you up at night. That's why I avoid working out at night. Just like coffee. Nicholas, you're probably watching on the Daily Swole channel. You're probably... Is the restream... Is that crossing over? Is that what's going on for the Swolenormous channel? You're probably seeing that. Depends on where you're watching from. This is the first time I'm streaming on both channels. I'm streaming on the Daily Swole and on the main channel. You know, it's funny, on the main channel, we have what, like 80,000 subscribers, and there's like 100 people. It's fucking... YouTube does not give a fuck about live broadcasts. They don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. No one sees live broadcasts. This is why originally I removed the Daily Swole from the main channel. Just fuck, they don't give a shit. They don't care. Is fasting a good way to lose weight? Sure. Caloric restriction, not eating as many calories, is a great way to lose weight. Whether you're fasting or not is irrelevant, but fasting is good for you. Fasting is a natural facet of human evolution. You'd be surprised. If cold showers help close pores, it helps with less acne. Your diet. You want less acne? Cut out the dairy. Do an elimination diet. Your skin will clear up. I eat high fat. I don't eat dairy. Fucking my skin has never been better. Never been better. I'm telling you. A lot of you probably have cut out dairy and you see improvements in skin. I will say I poop more. I poop more since starting. Cool. You should be pooping every day, once or twice a day. What's your opinion on the Spato press? Don't know what that is. Spato. Don't know what that is. I think everyone's shocked when you ask me a question. I'm like, I don't know. It's like, he doesn't know what a Spato press is? Fuck. You don't need complicated shit to get results in the gym. I've gotten where I am today without doing a Spato press. Maybe I have done it. I just don't know that name. Help me with my gains addiction. I will not. I will not help you with your sick fucking gains addiction. Let's see. Scrolling. What's up, Josh? Best thing for my previous alcohol abuse, fitness, and proper nutrition. What better combo? Oh, that was kind of like a rhetorical question. Hell yeah, I agree. Oh, welcome, Linda. Thank you. I'm not sure where you're watching from, but make sure you subscribe to both channels, Swolenormous and at the Daily Swole. The Daily Swole has the daily live streams. And you can also get this podcast. This is a podcast, everyone. Podcast, not just a live stream. You can live stream. You can catch it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere. What do you think of coffee without caffeine? I think if you have coffee, I think it's like a neutered, it's like a castrated coffee, you mean? What do I think of it? I mean, if you like the taste of coffee, but I wouldn't drink decaf. What's the point? That's for me. What's the point of drinking coffee without the caffeine? But if you love coffee and it's late at night or something, okay, decaf, unless you want to jack yourself up and stay up all night. Ah, good for you, Jasmine. Keto fixed my depression. Good shit. Stop being a twat. I'm catching up on some questions. I'm fucking around. Let's see. Thank you. Much love. How often should you change your training routine? It depends. A lot of people ask me this question. How often should they change, or how many weeks they should do before they mix it up? Really? You don't, like, if you're getting results, don't change it. Don't change it. Why change something that you're getting results with? So if you've been doing it for 6 weeks, oh shit, I need to change every 6 weeks. No, you don't. If you're getting results, cool. If you start to see plateaus, you start to see like a little bit of a flat line, then tweak it a little bit. But most people change things too much. They'll do like a completely different thing. They'll do swimming all of a sudden, go running all the time, and do HIIT training when they're doing more bodybuilding and yoga before. It's like, whoa, you're gonna completely eradicate your results and reverse a lot of shit. So make sure when you're tweaking something, that could be as simple as adding another set to each exercise. That could be as simple as adding in one new exercise. That could be adding in one new workout a week, or doing a subtle change can make a big difference. Just one new exercise, or swapping out an exercise or an order. like changing the exercise order. These are all acute variables. You can Google that, acute variables for training. You got rest between sets, exercise selection, exercise order, you have volume, you have reps, frequency, all these different things that you can tweak day to day that will adjust your workout. You don't need a drastic change. A lot of programs change way too many things, and that's why you get really sore at the beginning, but it could just be a completely different adaptation effect. Won't load on YouTube? It definitely does. Got hundreds of people, or a lot of people watching. Just sometimes if there's a connection thing, it's on YouTube's end. You just got to reload it. Got into your content a few months ago. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The clips got me into the full podcast. Nice. Oh yeah, that's another reminder. The clips channel. Hopefully you're subscribed to the Daily Swole Clips channel. There's a third channel. It's in the related channels if you haven't yet checked out that section, but Daily Swole Clips, so you can get clips every day. If you go to my Instagram bio, you click on the link in the bio, it'll give you a list of all the links and all the things you just click. It's like a link tree, only it's a Swole tree. All right, we'll take like one or two more questions. Any thoughts on keto for type 1 diabetes? I don't have any thoughts. I don't really get super specific with that kind of stuff. I would do some more research on that or talk to your doctor, or, I would Google that a lot more. But a lot of people have benefits with keto. I don't know specifically about type 1 diabetes as much. But I know obviously you need to do insulin injection. I mean, I'm sure it could be similar, but at the same time, I'm not sure of the effectiveness of what other people do. I would go based off experience from other people that are type 1 diabetics that have dabbled with that. I'm sure there's tons of resources on YouTube or on Google that can, same thing. Do I listen to rock and metal? Sure. When the hell did a third channel happen? The Daily Swole Clips has been there for a while, for several months, maybe 6 months or so. I forget. Kind of kept on the DL, built it up a little bit, kind of felt the flow with it, but yeah, it's there. Go check it out. Daily Swole Clips. Is it better to recover from an eating disorder slowly or get your shit together and persevere as soon as you decide to get better? Persevere. I'm kind of confused as your question, but I would definitely get a support system around you. There's counselors, there's groups, there's places where you can go for that. There's great stuff online. So, I mean, recovery, here's the thing. Here's what I would say, just from my perspective, is that recovery means a lot of things to different people. Some people can jump into a fitness program, right, and do training and get their nutrition and do both at once. Yeah, I never worked out before, but I'm fucking going all in and I'm training, I'm doing yoga, I'm eating better, I'm doing this. Some people can go cold turkey. Some people can fucking go all in and do everything at once. And then some people need to do one thing at a time. They need to go after the nutrition first and focus on that. Go after the training first and get on a good schedule and build those habits and then add the nutrition aspect of it. So everyone's different with how they're going to change their shit. Katoria, I'm stuck doing low impact because I have weak knees. Any tips to stay low impact but still get nice legs? Start practicing yoga. That'll help the stabilizer muscles in your legs. Do I go to Athlean X Live? No. I haven't. It is ending. This means I have to fold the laundry. Ha ha. Fold that laundry. Ooh, I got to get the laundry. I'm doing laundry right now. All right. Do your balls ever get sore from slapping so many chins? Nope. I built out a tolerance. I've built up a work capacity to slap my nuts on a lot of chins. I've built up that callus. I have a big fucking callus around my sack. It's like those, the metal balls that hit when you have those things on the desk, the pendulum type of thing. Yeah, the energy conservation. Got like fucking ball bearings down there. All right, fam, here we go. We're closing out Monday, tomorrow, accountability meeting for Swolenormous X members. Now, here's a little reminder. We do this every single week on the Daily Swole channel. But if you want access to the private Ask Papa Swolio live every single week, you got to become a part of the private Swolenormous fam. Now, you can do that with uncensored and unlimited memberships over at swolenormousx.com. You can get started for less than $3 and get access to the private community, get access to the accountability meetings, get access to the Ask Papa Swole Live. So if you love this and you want direct access to me, this is what we do every single week in the private group. And it's just like this, but there's less people and it's really focused, and everyone's questions get answered. So if you want to learn more, go to swolenormousx.com. Like I said, it's less than $3 to get access to the private community and get started. And of course, if you want all the programs, the yoga studio, meditation, all that stuff, that's the unlimited, but you can go learn more at swolenormousx.com. And a reminder for X members, tomorrow is the accountability meeting at 12 noon Eastern time. Major releases for Swole season, new yoga class, new recipes, and the big announcement with the Swole text, which we are launching, and you will be able to access that tomorrow. So exciting shit. So I'll see everyone tomorrow on the Daily Swole channel, of course, for episode 1276. So reminder, go subscribe. Links are down below in the description. So if you're on the main Swolenormous channel, make sure you go subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss a single episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1276 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow for 1277. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swole. Oh, out.